But moving from cotton, let's shift focus to wheat now. And 2024 has been volatile in sense of wheat. We've seen prices gain. The OMSS is something that we've been keeping an eye on. But within this sector as well, what really is on the wish list? Mr. Ajay Goyal, Chairman of Wheat Product Promotion Society, is with us now to explain exactly that. Mr. Goyal, thank you so much for joining in. It's an important staple crop. The yields are issue here as well. But what is it that comes to your mind should be across in this budget that would support the economy?
Yeah, so I think just like cotton, wheat also has an issue with yield, and we are just half of the world. The other countries, we hardly are able to get about 3,500 kgs per hectare. And the best part is that, wheat is grown, or most of the commodities globally are grown in the least populous regions of the country. Whereas in India, it's the inverse. Here, most of the wheat crop is grown in the highly populous regions of the country. So we are not going to be able to add more acreages. We have to concentrate on yield so that, the productivity goes up. The past few years, we have seen productivity actually, as a matter of fact, come down, and the growth rate has almost stagnated as far as wheat is concerned. And as far as the budget expectations are concerned, of course, higher allocation for agriculture. The problems with Indian agriculture are well known. It's all about fragmented land holdings and lower productivity, poor soil conditions, the vagaries of the weather. So besides that, there is a vibrant food processing industry that is there in the country, and that needs to be given encouragement. One of the problems is post-harvest, we don't have, storage, transportation, which is modern. We still continue with the age-old practices of bagging it in the mandis, storing it in bags. This is all cost inefficient. We hope the government will pay some attention to this and look at, silos and bulk storage and methodology so that wastage is reduced, costs come down, the farmer benefits, the consumer benefits. And as far as government taxes are concerned, most food, processed food, even, the first stage processed food, like wheat being converted to atta and various other products, when packed in 25 kg or below for a consumer, attract a 5% GST. Mm-hmm. And so these are all basic commodities and basic items. So we feel that this is unfair for people who are spending a lot of time, effort in, adding to the value chain of agriculture, bringing the products to the consumer directly. And this 5% is quite a burden for a business which is a 1-2% turnover sort of a business. And the entire burden of this goes on the consumer, and we are not able to grow well because of this tax. Also, I think the government should take a call as far as import and export is concerned. It should not be, a knee-jerk reaction all the time. A bit of import won't harm the economy, won't harm the farmer. It will benefit the consumer and benefit the processing industry at large. Because as wheat prices keep going up, it becomes unaffordable for most of the population, and then there is a shift to other cereals and things like that. Whereas globally, wheat is about 30 to 40% cheaper than Indian wheat. So we are hopeful that the government will take a little medium to, if not a long-term view on this as well.
All right. Mr. Goyal, while you've listed out everything that wheat as a sector would be looking at, but you also talked about the processing industry. Food processing is something that we've almost heard about in every budget. Are you looking at topping up of those schemes, or would you want something new introduced this time around?
So I guess some sort of continued support is required for the food processing sector. And this is the sector which can change the economics of agriculture. If more and more food is processed quickly and, we are able to preserve it and add value, the entire agriculture would look different. So I think more and more parks, more and more, cold chain, more and more storage, distribution. If the government encourages that, definitely it will, help agriculture productivity.
Mr. Goyal, thank you so much for joining us and putting it in very comprehensive pointers in sense of what the wheat and the wheat product industry really is looking forward to from this budget. Well, we've talked to you about on what cotton and textile